So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to get that knowledge out of your head into the head of your clients to educate them using this simple framework. So at university, one thing I struggled with at the start when I started seeing clients was actually educating them, getting the knowledge out of my head that I'd learned and educating the client on the benefit of their exercise for their condition or the benefit of exercise in general and why they should be doing it. And I kept getting told by the supervisor, you've got to educate them, keep them coming back, getting them understanding of why they're doing these things. But I struggled with it because I couldn't confidently get the information out of my head and deliver it to the client. And then one day I had this client that was particularly difficult to deal with, and luckily I was with another student. Both of us were taking her at the same time, and so she was on one of the exercise machines and she was making a lot of progress, and so we decided to increase the weight for this session. And she was upset about it. She was frustrated, getting angry at us that she didn't want to increase the weight. So then I decided, I've had this client before, I know she gets a bit agitated, but I want to calm her down. And so I started educating her and telling her, we're increasing the weight because you've been able to make some good progress, and we want to continue making that progress, and we're increasing the weight. It's going to help you get stronger, which will help with your osteoporosis. And when I started educating her on how exercise is beneficial for osteoporosis, it kind of clicked in her mind, and I could see a shift in her mindset, and she calmed down and she became more confident in herself and her ability to actually lift the weight. But after that experience, and I realized that I could get the information out of my head and I could give it to a client and calm them down, get them confident to actually complete the exercises, I wanted to reflect on what did I did well, what can I do next time, and how can I kind of make a framework or a system for myself so I can educate clients again and again and again effortlessly. So I watched a bunch of CPD courses and YouTube videos and read some books, and I found out that they did this study on how much information people actually remember when you educate them. 60% they completely forget, 30% they misinterpret, and only 10% they actually remember. So it's super important that actually you know this framework, you know how to educate clients correctly, so you can actually get that 10% ingrained into their mind and they can remember it. So after completing all these CPD courses and reading books and watching videos online, I couldn't find any framework on how to educate clients, but I had a bunch of information. So I wanted to kind of systemize and create an acronym or a framework for myself, like the SOAP notes or the FIT principles, so I actually could educate clients using this framework over and over and over again. And so I reflected on what I did well with that client, and I realized there are 4 main things that I did. And I created this framework, which is called the NEBA framework. N-E-B-A. N starts for name, E starts for explain, B stands for the benefit, and A stands for action. And so I realized this is a simple framework, and I've been using it again and again and again to consistently and effortlessly educate clients. And so the first thing, name, is I'm naming the thing that I'm going to be educating the client on, whether it's their osteoporosis, whether it's a specific exercise or an ACL rehab protocol. There's something that you're going to be educating the client on, and you just name it first. The second thing is explain, where I give a short anecdote or short bit of information explaining what the thing is to the client. So if it's osteoporosis I'm explaining, that's just weaker bones, and it's just something simple that they're able to understand in layman's language. The next thing is B. This is the benefit. This is where you educate the client on the actual thing. So the benefit or the education that you're trying to provide them in a succinct way. So for osteoporosis, the benefit of doing exercise is if we strengthen our muscles, it helps strengthen our bones. Keep it simple, keep it short, but try and think of what is the benefit of them knowing this knowledge. And then the last thing is action. What are we going to do about the knowledge? So for osteoporosis, we're going to do some strength exercises, and we're going to do some impact loading, which we know will help strengthen and increase our bone density. So that's a simple framework that I use. It's simple, it's easy to understand, it's easy to remember, and it's allowed me to effortlessly educate clients. Knowing this framework, I can just think off the top of my head, what's the thing I want to name, explain it simply in 1-2 sentences to the client. What's the benefit of them knowing this information? And then what's the action? What are the things we're going to actually do based off the knowledge that we have and the knowledge I've educated them on? Keep it simple, try and implement this into your daily schedule. Practice it. I practice this every single day. For a couple minutes, I just imagine myself with the client, and I've written out a few scripts for common things that I educate clients on normally, whether it's osteoporosis, whether it's benefits of exercise or a specific exercise that we're doing, or anything in general that I'm constantly telling clients about. I write a script out and I practice that script every day. Practice, 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 because when you practice in silence, and at home or outside the clinic, you can effortlessly translate it into the clinic because it's a habit. Now, if you're watching my video, you're someone that probably appreciates effective frameworks. But here's the kicker. Do you know the key to a successful session is how you end it? So watch this video to discover how I end every session with purpose so the client feels empowered and motivated for what comes next. See you in the next video.